Now, Boris Johnson is to publish his Living with COVID plan today, with a Downing Street press conference later on this evening. The Prime Minister said that today will mark a moment of pride after one of the most difficult periods in our country's history as we begin to learn to live with COVID. But the Labour Party said this move is like benching the team's best defender with 10 minutes to go. And others have accused the Prime Minister of making a political decision, not one based on the science. A political decision. As if it was somehow illegitimate to make a political judgment call. But let's get one thing straight. Throughout this pandemic, these choices have always been political. It's a politician's job to weigh up the evidence, to make those judgment calls, to balance security with liberty. And that's why we have elected politics in this country, not to be blind to danger, but to decide what is a sensible level of risk. We accept there's a higher risk from injury from playing sport, just as we accept there's a higher risk of COVID if we want to leave our homes. A higher risk of injury from doing things that make life worth living. But don't just take my word for it. This is what Chief Medical Officer Chris Whitty said back on the 5th of January 2021, at the start of the vaccine rollout.
But the aim of this is to de-risk it as much as possible by the vaccine to the point where actually we get to the stage where the risk is incredibly low relative to where we are now. I mean, we just say, just as we do with flu, where every year, roughly on an average year, about 7,000 people a year die. In a bad year, up to 20,000 people a year die. We accept there is a level of risk that society will tolerate, and we should tolerate. People die. That's one of the things that happens. And we have to do that at a certain point. But that's a political decision. That's a societal decision. What we can do, though, with the vaccine is take the risk down and down.
A political decision. Chris Whitty there just over a year ago. I wonder if some people forgot the mission of the vaccination programme in the first place.